Yo, what is up guys? It is Samool back again with another Epic 7 video for you guys today. And today we're going to be talking about whether Epic 7 is worth starting or even worth still playing in 2022. Now whether you are new to the game or have been playing the game for a while, some of you guys out there might be wondering, should I still play this game or should I even start this game? Is it too late because the game is kind of old? Well, I'm here to tell you yes, it is still worth playing this game in my opinion, and I'm going to tell you all the reasons why. Now first off, if you guys are new to the game, don't worry about the game being a little bit old, a couple years old, because the catch-up system is really easy in this game, so it's very easy to catch up, and you'll be able to clear all of the PvE content if you guys follow my guides pretty quickly, and will be able to transition into PvP late game pretty smoothly as well if you guys know what you're doing. So don't worry about the catch-up mechanic. The catch-up in Epic 7 is really easy. That being said, let's start talking about why this game is so good compared to other gacha games. So the first aspect of Epic 7 that I really enjoy, and compared to other gacha games I think is really insane, is how free to play friendly it is. So in Epic 7, like any other gacha game, you guys have to pull for units. Now there is the regular summon here called the Covenant Summon, but like other games, you're not going to really want to pull from here because the odds of getting a unit is very random, right? You have a chance to get 5-star units, right? The best star in the game, but you have to see like the odds of getting the one you want is super low, 0.02. Whereas if you are pulling on banners, you're guaranteed that unit if you pull it from this banner at a 1% chance, right? So it's way more efficient to pull on banners because you know what unit you're pulling for. That being said, you'll see at the top left here, you're guaranteed the unit after 120 summons, and that is pretty easy to achieve as a free-to-play player. I'd say even if you're new to the game, especially if you're new to the game because you get way more resources, you'll be able to pull on the banners, at least for the pity, at least once a month, or maybe even more frequently depending on if you get lucky on the previous banners that you pull for. So it makes it really easy to save in this game for banners because they give you a lot of resources to pull for. It's not like Genshin Impact or like other gacha games where you have to save for months and months on end to be able to pull one unit. In this game, you'll be able to pull a lot of units that you need very easily. If you guys know what banners to skip on because those units are not that great, then you'll be able to pretty much pull every single unit you need as a free-to-play player if you guys, you know, are very conservative with your bookmarks and you guys follow my guides and don't spend on ridiculous banners. So yeah, very free-to-play friendly. You guys don't have to really spend any money on the game. And if you guys do decide to spend, there's some really cheap packs out there that are extremely worth it, that are like $5 or less. So it's really worth it if you guys want to spend. If you buy the cheap ones, the more expensive ones don't really help too much. Those are for the giga whales. So yeah, very free-to-play friendly, which is why I think Epic 7 is really nice. Another huge upside to Epic 7, guys, is that developers give out a lot of free energy, so you will never run out of things to do like other gacha games, right? So you get a lot of daily energy through the mail. You can buy it from the shop for currency that you can get from the game just by playing, that you don't have to save at all. For example, right, like in the friendship shop here, you don't really need this currency. Conquest point shop, right, you don't really need this as much. Although you do want to farm this, you can use this on energy, which I recommend. You get a lot of energy that way. And they always have something called a web event running, which is going to be basically an event that has free energy for everyone. So if you look here, right, if you go to the mailbox and you go to, right now it's batteries, you'll be able to get energy every day, right? Then you do like another event after where you'll fight another, use your tokens to do a mini game, you get even more energy. So you'll never run out of things to do. And especially early on in the game, Smilegate, the developers, give you so much energy. I remember when I first started playing, I could play this game for a week straight and never run out of energy because every single time you level, you'll get even more energy and they just keep sending you energy. So you'll never run out of things to do. And that being said, there's also a lot of content in the game to focus on, so you will never run out of things to do. A lot of gacha games that are, starting up or aren't updated that often, you run out of things to do. But in Epic 7 there's so much to do, right? You can challenge yourself in Abyss, which I personally don't like, but it is a thing to do. There's Automaton Tower, right? There's Labyrinth, which is a huge grind that you can do for really good gear. You can start making your teams for the PvE Spirit Altar and Hunts, which are like dungeons where you farm gear and materials from. You can also do something called Expeditions, which is like a late game PvE area of content where you can actually farm some stuff. And yeah, now it's giving me a tutorial for some reason, but you can see that you can farm this area of content for points to get even more materials to actually be able to farm all your gear. So very nice. Expeditions are late game area content, so you don't have to worry about that too much early, but that is another area of content. And then PvP, guys. So the PvP in this game is pretty refined, I'd say. Pretty much everything's out. You have regular arena right here, right? So you're able to, fight NPCs kind of, and also, non-real-time PvP. You also have real-time PvP in the area of World Arena here, where you'll be able to, just do whatever you want, have a lot of fun. It's, more for late game, but there is late game content in this game compared to other not Epic 7 games, gacha games, which don't have real-time PvP. There's also Guild Wars as well, which is really, really nice to do. So there's a lot of content. So this is why, Epic 7 is very nice, because even if you progress really fast, you won't come to a point where you're like, I have nothing to do. There's always stuff to do in this game. Also, the animations and graphics are S tier, in my opinion, for gacha games, right? I'm not a fan of chibis and mechas. Maybe you guys are. I'm not a fan of games which only have, females as well. So this game has everything, right? It's very animated, very anime-like, which is pretty appealing to, I'd say, a majority of the community out there that like gacha games. And you're going to see that there's a lot of, detail that goes into their work. I'm not going to go into the skill animations, but if you guys are curious, check those out. Those are really insane as well. Look straight out of an anime. Like, you'll see, like, the design that goes into the characters here are very nice, and there's waifus, there's husbandos, right? Just guys and girls, right? So there's nothing to feel prejudiced against. You have everything in this game that's really, really good for graphics and animations, and you also have collab units here, as you can see. So there's Rem and Rimuru, if you guys are familiar. Those are from ReZero and also Tensur, respectively. So, those units are in the game as well. So there's multiple collaborations every year. There's Guilty Gear as well, which is also run. There's also smaller collaborations like Kizuna AI. So Smilegate, the developers, have a really, really, really high priority for collaborations, and they release them very frequently, like maybe 3 or 4 times a year. So there's a lot of things to expect, and they get some big name IPs as well. So collaborations, very, very good for Smilegate and Epic 7, so I wouldn't worry about that if you guys are worried about not having collaborations. And also, a really good thing about Epic 7, guys, is that there is a lot of frequent balance updates. So you're going to notice sometimes the meta gets stale in some games, right, where it's always power crept. You're going to see like newer units are always the best. In Epic 7, I'm not going to lie, that happens sometimes, but Smilegate is aware of it, so they really do buff a lot of units in this game, and even nerf some units when they really, really have to, or they don't really do that anymore, to make the meta more spicy. So, for example, we have the main character here, Ross. He is the main character of a gacha game. Usually that means you're terrible. He was not that great in the last meta, but after his buffs, he's S tier, really strong in PvP. He's also extremely powerful for PvE. So just an example, Smilegate does a really good job of bringing older units back to the meta, and a lot of free-to-play units into the meta as well. Like you saw Ross, free to play. He's a unit you get when you make your account, and he's a very powerful PvE and PvP option. A lot of 3-star and 4-star units in this game, I guess SR and R units, if you're from a different gacha, theme, they are very, very powerful. You're going to see at the top ends of PvP, there's extremely powerful free-to-play options. Even in PvE, they're insanely good. For example, Adventure Ross, like I said, extremely powerful 3-star unit. He's top tier in PvE and PvP. Mercedes, 4-star unit, top tier in PvE and PvP. Zealot Carmen Rose, right? Another fire unit, but she's very, very good in PvE. There's just so many options, right? Like Angelic Montmorency, best Soul Weaver for PvE, besides like another one that we're not going to mention, but she's extremely powerful. You can use her in PvP as well. Falconer Clury, insanely strong for PvE and PvP as well. So as you can see, there's like extremely good options that are free to play. So even if you don't get lucky on your banners and you run out of bookmarks, or you seemingly messed up your account because you wasted all your bookmarks, it's okay. There's a lot of free-to-play options that are very good, and honestly, you can get through the game with only 3 stars. I actually did a series on that where I played on an account with only 3 stars, and I did just fine. So there's a lot of good options. All the units are very good, and Smilegate frequently buffs the ones that are really bad. So yeah, those are the gameplay reasons why I think this game is really great. But there is also one last reason. So developers are slowly, but surely adding more quality of life changes to the game to actually make the gameplay experience more, better. Now, I'm not going to lie, Smilegate's quality of life game has been a bit weak. I think they're going to realize soon with the newer gacha games coming out like Artery Gear and Counterside that they need to change up their game and actually add more quality of life changes so that the game feels more convenient to play, because Epic 7 is kind of a grind, but it is a fun grind, and I think Smilegate is going to add more changes, and they definitely have been adding more changes, just not as quickly as I'd like. So I think Smilegate is good at adapting. Not only do they change the meta for PvP, but I think they're going to start changing the game more to make the player interface experience more enjoyable. So yeah, Epic 7 definitely worth it, guys. I think you guys should give it a try if you guys have not played this before. If you guys have been playing the game for a while and the game feels a bit stale, I think if you guys just take a break and come back, you'll find the enjoyment in the game again. I do that a lot, and Epic 7, after trying out a lot of gacha games, I came to realize that Epic 7 is one of the best gacha games in the market for sure, no question about it, and it's a very fun game to play, and very easy to catch up in, so don't worry about taking a break or starting the game now. You'll be able to catch up very, very easily, and it is very free to play friendly. So that being said, guys, Epic 7, great game. Make sure you guys leave a like and you comment on the video what other gacha games you guys are playing. I'm very curious. I want to try out some other gacha games, not because I want to leave Epic 7, guys, just because I'm bored. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video, and thanks for watching. Peace.